up, beautiful people? You already know this is. This your boy Levar, aka Ramzie, the editor-in-chief of Snub Magazine. And today I have a special guest. You know what we do on the sit down. I don't introduce the guests. We let the guests introduce themselves. So without further ado, I'm gonna ask our guest to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Reyna Roberts. I'm the Princess of Outlaw Country.
Awesome, awesome. Short, sweet, to the point. Number one, I said it already to you, but thank you. I'm gonna say it on here as well. Thank you for coming on the sit down. And this is the first for us on Snub to have a country music artist come on and just grace us with it, you know. So it's an honor and privilege that you're here today.
Thank you. Aw, appreciate that.
So let's start off real quick from where it all began from you. I know one thing that we do have in common. We both have military parent backgrounds.
Ah, okay.
My dad was in the military, so I understand the whole traveling world
Yes.
where all we are, but end up being mostly in the South as well.
Okay.
So tell us how it all began for you, and then what led it into the music world.
Well, my parents were in the army and they were stationed in Alaska, so I was born in Alaska. But in terms of country music, my parents always played all genres of music. They played country, trap, rock, pop, like, and they played everything for me. And so growing up, and then deciding like what kind of genre I wanted to sing is really just the process of figuring out what songs were speaking to me the most when I was writing. And I realized that most of them at one point, I was like, a lot of these are country songs. I'm writing
Mhm.
rap, I'm writing pop, but I'm writing a lot of country.
Right.
So I feel like this is what I need to be singing.
Yeah.
Um, and so for me, it's never really been like a, I've never had to really decide. I've always known I wanted to be a singer and a songwriter because my parents have always played all genres of music. So it's thankfully, super easy for me. I already knew what I was destined to do at an early age.
Definitely. It's funny because I used to tell me and my sister, even when we were like on the bus when we were kids,
Mhm.
our bus driver, all she played was country.
Yeah.
We would sit there and be like, "Come on now!" Like it was like
Yeah.
Mr. Yearwood, I think was one of them. And like I remember I just remember the little song of like she used to tie her hair up in ribbons and bows, sign her letters with X's and O's. That song that she did, and like I would sit here sometimes even at my older age and sit there and start singing. I'm like, no, like what's going like? But it's funny because a lot of music, like I tell people all the time, music heals people, and it doesn't matter
Yes,
what kind of
definitely.
genre it is.
Of course.
It can just touch you in different ways, you know?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. The art of storytelling.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, what was it like for you? Because you made a big move. Well,
Mhm.
you switched over. You just was like, oh, let me go to Nashville.
Yeah.
What was that moment like for you? Like, you know what? I'm gonna go after. I'm gonna do this, and let's go. And then after that, to run into kind of the situation that we had here. So we started 2019 with Snub, and then
Okay.
COVID hit literally months later. So, what was it like for you hitting this situation?
Well, to be honest, like I'd been going to Nashville for at least 2 years before like deciding to move there, and thankfully I have like an incredible and supportive family. Like we're all a unit and a team, and I had already started building starting to connect with people in Nashville, and so for me it was. I don't want to say it was an easy decision, but I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be at. I feel it in my heart. I'm supposed to move here, so I was like, all right, let's go, and I started building my team when I got there. 2020, I that was actually when I started actually making like movement in
Right.
music, and I had moved to Nashville like a few months before everything shut down, and so I had did like my first article with like Rolling Stone and then like first placements and all that stuff in COVID, and it was mostly like interviews and Zoom interviews, and it was
Right.
such an interesting way to get into like the that new chapter in my career like via Zoom and while everything was happening.
Right.
But for the move, I was excited. I was like, yes, let's go. Like, I had been already creating music in California and I had been working with writers and producers here. But I was really trying to find my authentic sound in what I wanted people to see me as and create something that was authentic to myself. So it was an awesome, but thankfully not too hard of a decision to make.
Definitely. You said before that you don't want to fit anybody's criteria in country music.
Right. Yeah.
And what does authenticity look like for you both on and off stage?
Oh man, I've learned authenticity for me is just like it's being so real. Like I'm kind of an open book. You see what you get. You ask me questions, I'm just gonna be. truthful and my honest self. And sometimes that can be polarizing, I've realized, but I mean, this is who I am as an artist. And for some people, I know it can be like, what do you mean country, but you have like stripper poles? What do you mean like why are you dressed like that? And I'm like, because it's I don't want to wear anything. That's why I'm dressed like this. Why red hair, why pink hair, why like all the different colors and the different ways to express myself as an artist.
Right.
Because a lot of people have an idea of what country music is, and my voice and my songwriting fits that box, but maybe not the rest of me. But I like that.
Right.
I like that. That's the whole point. Like, I
Right.
feel like legend, like when you want to be a legend, you want to do something that's impactful and authentic. Like, you have to be, I don't want to say you have to be, but I want to be the most authentic version of myself.
Yeah, and you want to be innovative. You
Yeah,
want
exactly.
to.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, like, it's not like I'm just being me, but I feel like in being me, it's creating that lane where it feels innovative to people who haven't seen what I'm doing before.
Definitely, definitely. As a black woman in country, you're breaking barriers every day, whether or not you know it or not, but I'm sure you know it.
Thank you.
What has the experience been like for you, both the challenges and the
Yeah.
support that you receive?
So when I first got to Nashville, the great thing is I found a community and I found team members from the get-go that saw my vision and believed in me as an artist. And so I didn't have to go through a lot of rooms that I um, would have more difficulty
Right,
with, I guess. But I've also seen, the double standards, like um, not just as a black woman, also as a woman too,
right,
especially because like country music is mostly predominantly like male dominated.
right,
And I just see like, if I wear a certain outfit that somebody else might wear, it's an issue if I do it. If I have like, just if I have something that sounds traditionally country, sometimes people are like, "Oh no, that's a pop song." I'm like, "What you mean? It's nothing but banjos and guitars." Like,
right, right.
like there's no, but at the same time, I already knew that that was going to happen when I went into country music. I didn't see anyone that looked like me at the time when I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be a country artist." But I mean, that didn't deter me. I was like, "Okay, well, if I don't see anybody that looks like me, I can be representation. I can be the first." That was in my mind until I got educated and learned like more history behind country music. But no, I mean, I feel like I end up liking challenges, not even like purposefully. Maybe it's just built in me subconsciously, but I go after what I want, and people who don't see the vision just have to get out of the way.
Definitely.
So,
I think that's something powerful that you're saying because I think sometimes people as creatives, people don't understand like our vision or our imagination. And like I have to even tell people when we get ready
right.
for like for shows or when we get ready for certain events that we got to do at the publication, like I
Yeah.
can walk into a blank room and look
Mhm.
at it and I see everything where it's supposed to be and everything like that. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
I don't see what you're seeing. It's like,
I
okay,
mean,
you can't be in here. Like, like like
yeah.
you're not in the energy right now,
Yes.
like I've
And so
already manifested what I see. Whether or not the money is there, it's there. Like,
Hey, right, because you see the vision, and it's like
yeah,
it's that faith, that vision, and that hope inside of you that it's like people live by what they see a lot of the time. But like I feel like as a creative, as we have active imaginations, we feel I don't want to say a lot deeper, but we feel really in tune with a lot of different things and a lot of different emotions. Like you gotta be able to see that and pull it out of nothing essentially. But yeah, that's also my viewpoint. It's like if you're not surrounded by people who can help you with your vision and make you see like that think bigger and better than you to help you see it like a bigger picture, it's like you don't want people that minimize your vision and your creativity and silence like the greatness in you.
definitely. Well, I don't want to say recently because you said it for a while. We
Oh,
followed
no.
you on a lot of things. You're big on manifesting stuff.
Yes, I am.
And you manifested something big.
I like how you said
And
that.
many know
Yeah,
if you know
I
where I'm going with
did.
this.
Yeah.
And a lot of the world was introduced to you too off the Cowboy Carter
Yeah.
album. What was that like for you at the beginning, and then the moment of the Beyoncé Bowl when
Mhm.
they saw you standing next to her with the microphone? Because a lot of us went crazy anyway when we heard the bowl was going to happen. But then when we saw all of y'all together, it was like something magical just to see, first of all black women standing right there, like together and singing country. It was like reclaiming at a moment. Um,
Yeah.
so what was that whole journey for you like?
I mean, it's incredible. It's so funny because I mean, my whole life I've talked about Beyonce because
Yeah.
she's always been my favorite artist in the world. Most of my musical inspiration, like not just musical, but like vocally, like aesthetics, clothes, all that is has been inspired by her. And so when I got to work with her, I mean, that really was a prayer answered. And just like I don't want to caveat too much, but I do want to say I remember when I went to Nashville and people would be like, you know, what do you see yourself doing in the future? Like,
Mm.
what does your future look like? And I'm like, well, one day I plan to perform at the Super Bowl. I plan to make history. I plan to work with my favorite artists like Beyonce and all these other people. And they're like, oh, like that's
That's cute.
cool. Yeah, that's cute. That's so cool. Like, and you're in country music. Like, okay, like let's make that make sense. And I'm like, you
Right,
don't gotta understand. I understand.
right.
I have the vision. I have the like what we were saying, and I remember praying about it specifically, and so many incredible like prayers were answered last year, and yeah, that was like a manifestation. And working with her is incredible, and it was nothing short of amazing. And you know, growing up, I always wondered like, oh, when I meet like Beyonce, when I meet all these other people that I'm fans of and I'm inspired by. I'm like, oh, I wonder what my personality is going to be. How am I going to respond to it? But I was just like, hey, I'm here. I'm here to work. Thank you for having me. I love you. Let's get the job done. Like it was incredible. And obviously it's going to be a moment I never forget. Matter of fact, sorry, I keep talking a lot, but I'm
Oh, you're
excited. I'm
fine. You're
excited.
good.
I'm
You're
really excited. But I also look at some like just an energy boost. But my parents just put up the 3 Grammy
Yeah, I
certificates.
saw
Like,
that. Yeah. I know you went crazy probably on that part.
I was like, I want my certificates.
Right.
My parents actually got me like this like little fake like gramophone to like inspire me, and so we finally got to replace it with like the
Okay.
certificate. So I was really happy about that.
Right.
Sorry,
Which
that
is
was such a long answer.
no, no, no. It was that's dope though because I tell people all the time because even when you come into this industry, a lot of people do think about like who's their big person that they're gonna work with or stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I remember one story with me was when before he passed two people before they passed away. One was Angie Stone and
Hmm.
Tito Jackson from the Jackson 5.
Hmm.
And I remember they was like, "Hey, we're getting ready to put Tito." Like I got the phone call of like, "Yeah, Tito Jackson's gonna interview with you, whatever like that." And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. Like, I thought it was a joke. So then they called me like an hour
Oh.
before and they were like, yeah, so you're ready for the interview. And I'm like, okay, this really happened. All right, cool. So then we got everything prepared. And like in my head, I'm like, this is still probably not happening. There's been other situations. I'm not trying to doubt myself, but it just,
Yeah.
you're like, what happens if this doesn't work out or who does
Yeah.
it pop up or something like that.
Yeah.
And a minute before the screen came on and then they're like, he's on, da da da. And I was like, this is not about to happen. And it came on and we just had like a regular conversation and then it was
Yeah.
over. And he was like, all right, Mr. Kemp, it was nice meeting you, da da da. And the cameras cut off. And like I froze and I was like, that's who you heard when you were little, like singing the Jackson 5 and that
Yeah.
and like, like afterwards is when you have your moment. But while you're in the moment, you become
Yeah.
someone else. You're like, okay, well, here I am. I'm ready to work. Let's do
It's
this.
work mode.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you're like, did that just happen? You start fanning out. So yeah, I've had similar experience with some other people as well, but it
Yeah.
happens. But yeah, it's a good feeling when you that you have that type of work ethic too, because then they see like, you're a regular person at the end of the day. You're
Right.
ready to
Yeah.
work, but then at the end you're like, okay, close the doors. All right, let's go.
I mean,
So
because
that
I mean, at the same time, like we know that those artists have also had those moments with like
right,
people that they've looked up to. That's the awesome thing about art and music and entertainment. It's just like it's we inspire each other, so
right,
we know we're gonna have those moments.
right.
Yeah,
So you did
that's exciting.
yeah, you did. Recently I saw you talk about or do because we've heard this song as well. Mustang over Bentley.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What inspired that title, and what was the story with you telling it? Because that's two major cars, number one, that people look at, and two
Yeah.
different worlds if you look
Yeah.
at the same time. So what was that for you coming up with that?
Honestly, it was like that was a what's where I'm looking for. That was a collaboration. Me and there's a producer Jonas and this other writer Chic. I was talking about wanting to bridge both worlds and making sure that people know that as much as I love country, I'm not only a country artist. And even though I am creating like my kind of country sound, that's gonna expand, that's gonna change. And I want people to hear that now.
Right.
So whenever I'm doing like a full blown different genre of music, people aren't going to be like, "Oh, I never saw this coming." Like
I
you
told
hear
you.
the yeah, like you hear the influences now,
Right.
and I honestly can't even remember what made us create that title, but I was like, Mustangs, like we want horses versus like Bentleys, and also I'm very like I've always been like more like rough and like a like tomboy and I wrestled and stuff and I was like I want to have like that gritty kind of feeling and I mean, I like being like cute and dolly and like luxury too, but it's that outlaw grit that I wanted people to hear. So it's gonna be Mustangs over Bentleys. And
Right.
my face card is sugar coated. What did you
Right.
think it was? So and just like putting those two worlds together. And I wanted people to hear something that would like be like, oh, what is this? It's like country and hip hop. It's like, but I could I could hear it in the club. I could hear it.
Yeah.
So that was like the vibe and the inspiration behind it. And that was really fun for me because I'm kind of like talk rapping and usually I'm just
Yeah.
belting and singing like my heart
Yeah,
out.
I was gonna say when I heard it compared to like your albums and stuff like
Mhm.
that, it's
Yeah.
like you could always tell. Like I was like, oh, there's a shift coming. There's a shift coming.
Yeah.
There's a shift. And
Yeah.
once you started, like it kind of felt like you were like spitting bars. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Wait, what?
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is happening fast. This is happening fast. But no, it's dope that you get to see that because it tells also, like you said, it doesn't put you in a stereotype box. And it
yeah,
already goes
exactly.
on, like it kind of goes with, like you said, your brand. Like, don't think that
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shelled into this one specifically.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I want that like across the board, not just with my music, but like with the way I'm telling my stories, with like what's happening in my personal life. I'm excited because I'm getting like this surgery. I'm getting done on Tuesday, and we're gonna kind of go through that whole like process and the aesthetic and just like the journey of like transformation. Going into like my next new era. So I'm really happy about that.
Definitely, definitely. So what we do here on the sit down, we have three
Yes.
questions.
Oh gosh.
So there's a
Okay.
number three. There's a number three in our name, Snub. Instead of the E, we got the number three.
Okay.
So the first question is, what is three words that best describe who you are as an individual?
Um, what I hear mostly is like I'm very like sweet. I'm very kind. Um, very. Oh no, I'm nervous now.
No, it's funny when
um,
everybody gets this question. It's like wait a minute. How did you switch us up on this moment? Right?
I'm very like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like I'm very I have like childlike wonder. I'm very like imaginative.
Decorative.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. I'm very like what's a great word to describe me? Drew, help me out. Maybe like I get nervous when I gotta talk about myself. Um,
I would say authentic.
Authentic. There we
Yeah.
go. I was gonna say loving. Authentic is way better.
It goes. Why would you say imaginative? Like give an example. Like why you say that? I mean of course
Ah,
I've seen it, but like why do you say it?
I'm
Like
always in my head. Like I spend 25% of my time in the real world. 75% is in my imagination, thinking about songs, thinking about visuals, thinking about storylines, thinking about like uh, everything, but like being present, which I'm actually trying to work on.
Right.
But yeah, I'm so imaginative. That's one of my favorite things about myself, but it's also can be really frustrating too. Like Reyna, be present. Like
Yeah. I
so
think that happens to a lot of people that are creatives though. Like it takes
yeah.
sometimes we're just in these moments or like we'd have a lot of stuff going on in our mind. Like for me, it's hard for me at nighttime to just shut off.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
I'm sleeping at night and then I get up and I'm like, oh shoot, let's do this. And I'll pull out like I have a book where I'm like drawing like how I want certain things to look, and then the next
Yeah.
day my team's looking at me like,
What you
when did
doing?
you have time to do this? Like, why is
Right.
this? We said we
Yeah.
were gonna work on it, and I'm like, I'm done. We can like let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's been done. And honestly, my family's like that too. So I mean, I really get it from them because they're very creative. But and I don't drive, so most of the time when I'm in the car or wherever traveling, just writing,
More time.
daydreaming, writing, daydreaming.
Definitely.
So yeah.
The second question is, if you could be anyone in anybody's shoes, past or present, for one day, who would you want to be and why?
Mm. Well, Jesus, because I love him.
Okay.
I was literally thinking about that. I was like, who would I want to be? And I'm like, I think I want to be anybody, to be honest.
Right.
But to be closer to Jesus would be awesome.
Definitely.
So we'll say Jesus.
All right, cool, cool. And then your third question is, what is, as you may know, but sometimes we don't know this, but there's people that look up to us. We're considered role models.
Yeah.
What is something that you would tell, a person if they're looking at you and like, you know what, I want to get to that level. I see where she's
Mm.
going. I look at her, she's already like, she's already different from what I haven't seen before, and I connect with her. What do you want to say to that individual?
I would say be your authentic self and don't let anybody tell you like no or you can't do something. And if you have that, if you have a vision, you have a dream in your heart that you think about day and night and it keeps you up and you can't like sleep or eat or do anything without that passion that drives you, like don't let anybody deter you from going for that dream and what you aspire to be. And it's also stepping out. Stepping out can be so scary in so much fear, but like you don't grow, you don't become and evolve what you want to be unless you step out and take those chances and those risks. So I would say give your all into what you hope to be.
Definitely.
So
Um,
yeah.
and what are some final thoughts that you can give to the audience that's watching? Anything coming up? Anything they should look out for? How they can reach you on social media?
Yeah, social media is the Reyna Roberts, TheReynaRoberts. New music. I've been working on new music. There's a song that I'm super excited about that I wrote recently and performed it last week on Friday called Best Man that I've been really excited for people to hear and listen to. So yeah, people are gonna hear some new music, new looks, new aesthetic, new chapter.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Ren, I want to thank you, number one, for chatting it up with me today. It was an
Of
honor.
course.
Like I said, good energy, good vibes.
Thank you.
Definitely enjoyed it. Keep doing what you're doing. Anything that
Thank
you
you.
have coming up, please let us know. We would love to support it.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day, who knows, maybe you'll be one of our covers. Reach out to us and let's make it happen. Hopefully one day, you know what I'm
I
saying?
will be
Listen,
manifesting.
whenever you're ready, let's go. We could, like I said, you'll be the first country. Listen, I keep my word on stuff. So if
I
that
believe you.
so,
All right.
right. Well, keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, we're proud of you and keep on
Thank you.
representing us. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. And this was incredible. Thank you for your energy, for your
You
time,
too.
for your smile. And I hope
Absolutely.
you have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day.
You too. All right.
Awesome.
All
Okay. Bye.
right.